one of the best comics in America, one of my favorite comics, the best social, the best, he's one of the fucking best. I don't have to say anything about him. I've known this guy 20 years. He is awesome. You know him from WTF. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Marc Maron.
At an outdoor fucking festival. Good choice. So, alright, just judge me for a few seconds. Go ahead. I'm fucking judging you. I spent 30 minutes judging you. What's that, fuckface? I can't hear you. That's why crowd work doesn't work. Awesome. I don't know how the fuck people, like, I used to do hallucinogenic drugs, but I can't handle a porta potty sober. Jesus Christ. That's gotta be the most fucked up thing to deal with if you're tripping on mushrooms, just peeing in one of those pits. I spent 15 minutes just hoping my cell phone didn't fall into that thing. I didn't even have my cell phone. I was judging you because I like to judge. I love judging people. I hate people that say, hey, don't judge, because I think, fuck you, don't take away my hobbies. Don't judge. What am I going to do with my brain? I fucking love to judge people. I learned a lesson about judging recently, and I'll share it with you. I'm going to make this intimate, despite the fact that there's no possible way to do that. I learned a lesson about judging. I was at a hotel in Montreal, Canada. It doesn't matter where it was, but if you need to picture a hotel, make it a Canadian one. You got it? All right, good. I'm just walking towards an elevator. That's all I'm doing is walking towards an elevator. And there's a guy walking about 20 feet in front of me. Just walking. I'm thinking about shit. I can walk and think at the same time. It's not a big deal. And he's just walking 20 feet in front of me. I don't know what happened in my brain or whether you can relate to this, but he was wearing shorts. And for some reason, in a flash of a second, my brain just went, oh, fuck those shorts. Like, I couldn't let it go. I was like, fuck you for wearing those shorts. Who the fuck wears shorts like that? What kind of asshole would fucking leave the house wearing shorts like that? And I was that angry for no reason over his pants. Now, I know we've all had that moment where you see someone you don't know dressing in a certain way that you don't like, and you have that moment like, oh shit, now that's in my head? Your bad choices? But I was literally seething this guy's shorts choice. And by the time I got to the elevator, I hated him. I was like, fuck you, I hate your shorts. I don't want anything to do with this situation. I hadn't even seen this guy from the front yet. Now here's where it gets weird. He turns around, and he's got a scar that starts in the center of his forehead and goes all the way around his skull. And in that moment, all I could think was, oh, you can wear it. Dude, what the fuck went through my head? Like, I think it probably went like, holy shit, what happened to your head? Jesus, that must have been touch and go for at least an afternoon. You earned the right to wear whatever you want. You get a pass today. I spend a lot of time in hotels. It's part of my job. And sometimes I have to get up early to do radio. That's also part of my job. I'm doing a morning zoo. In every city in this country of ours, there's a morning zoo situation happening. Every fucking morning. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Usually the morning zoo is there's a main guy, a laughing guy, and then a slightly confused and shocked woman. That's the basic format for a morning zoo. If I was to do an impression of it, it would be like, blah, 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 blah. Oh, fellas. That happens every morning across the United States of America. So I had to get up at 5:30, and I guess I was tired. I traveled a lot, but I woke up and my shit on my toothbrush. And I was pissed off. I know from being a frequent traveler that they have toothbrushes at hotels. So I called the front desk at 5:30 in the morning, and no one answered the phone. And that's an awkward feeling, because there's supposed to be someone there, always. No one's picking up. And I was surprised by my first thought, because it was, oh fuck, zombies. That was a real thought. Like, it wasn't like I was not doing it as a joke, and I followed it through with like, holy shit, am I the only one alive? Do I need to stockpile food? Do I need a weapon? And that thought process ended with me saying out loud, I'm not ready to leave. Oh, you guys are alright, this is going to work out. There's a moment when you do a festival like this where you're like, oh, how can this be good at all? These people are just here because it's cool. I can tell you a classic story about hallucinogens. I kind of feel like doing it. Because I haven't done drugs in a long time. I don't have a drug problem. I have a problem. But I enjoyed it. I had a great time. I just quit. Should I tell you the story? All right. Well, you know what brought me back is I was just walking around out there. And you know there's those dudes that like you see at these festivals where there's no music on and they're usually about 60 and they're kind of just still jiggling. You know what I mean? It's like these little jiggling hillbilly guys. Yeah, so I was working at a Grateful Dead show when I was younger, and I was walking around the corridor above the arena, and there was just a guy standing alone doing this. and there was a moment, because I was high too, where I'm like, keep it coming! But here's the thing, I never learned anything on good acid or mushroom trips. I only learned things on shitty bad trips. That's where the real lessons happen. And this one trip in particular, I had gone, it was years ago, so don't judge too harshly. I had gone to see Jerry Garcia, all right? But Jerry was great, let's say, please, fond memories. Now here's the thing, I was going with my roommates, but I got my tickets from this chick who was in my class, all right? So we were going to be sitting in different places. Now before me and my roommates go to the show, we just eat mushrooms like popcorn, we're just fucking eating. Right, so I get to the show, I'm just starting to feel it, and my roommates go sit over there. So now I'm all alone on mushrooms with these two girls I don't fucking know. And it's getting bad. So I'm sitting there next to these two girls, and I feel the mushrooms starting up. You know when you feel mushrooms coming on, where it's like every cell in your body's like, whoa, fuck, here we go! You just feel like, oh my God, I'm launching. Something's happening. So I'm starting to trip, and it's not good, because my roommates are over there, like, fuck, my friends are over, what the fuck? And these girls, are just sitting there, they're not high, and I can sense that they're getting a weird feeling for me, probably because I was like, you just get that weird, I'm starting to feel it now. I haven't tripped in 12 years ago. All right, so one of these girls must have realized I was having a bad time, and she goes, she said, it was, how bad, when you're tripping and it gets to that point where, like, you close your eyes and you're lost, where you're like, all right, maybe if I just, oh fuck, where was I? So that's where I was like, huh? All right. So one of these girls, I see some freaking out, she goes, do you want some gum? And sometimes when you're high, you're like, oh yes, that would be magical. Right? So she puts a piece of gum in my hand, and I put it in my mouth, and I didn't realize it was fresh enough, it was burst, and I had shit in the middle of it. So I chew this thing, and it blows up my mouth, and I'm like, fuck! Because I think my mouth is bleeding, and now they're really looking at me like I'm fucked up. And I'm holding the gum, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Okay. And then I put the gum back in my mouth, and I just started chewing it, And I get lost in the gum because I'm on, mushrooms. And I don't realize that, my body at some point actually became the gum in my mouth. So I was like, and the girl taps me on the shoulder like, huh? Oh shit. And I spit the gum out. So now I'm just freaking out completely. I've got no gum, I've got no friends. These girls think I'm fucking weird. And Jerry Garcia comes out, and I'm having a bad trip on Jerry, which is the end of the line. I mean, if Garcia comes out and he's fucking with your head, there's nowhere for you to go but the emergency room. So I'm starting to freak out. I'm like, oh shit, Jerry's evil. And I noticed there's a guy sitting in front of me, one of those guys that's been to way too many shows and is clearly taking so much acid, he's operating at a different time frequency than other people, right? So I figured, he'll help me out. So I'm straight down, and I tap him on the shoulder, and I lean in and I go, hey, pretty soon, one day, Jerry's going to come out, and him and his guitar are just going to be like,